shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your #1 source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Once again this morning, we have a couple little spots in the viewing area where it's raining. I'll show you whether you'll see rain for your morning commute.
And breaking news, new charges for the driver responsible for a crash that killed a family of 3 in Garner. We have that update and details on a visitation planned for the family killed.
Also, the soccer tournament makes its 2nd annual tour in our area. In just a few hours, it starts at Wake Med Soccer Park. All the celebrities you can expect to see at this year's event. And what is new and different from last year as well. We're glad you're here in the same old spots right now on our Wednesday here in our WRAL studio. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey in for Renee Chu. Starting off pretty nice this morning. It's mild. You don't need the jacket, that's for sure. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. A couple spotty showers off to the west.
You know, we ended up with this crazy area of some rain over here in the eastern part of the viewing area. We're going to take a look at that. A few light showers are back to our west. So we're going to end up with just some scattered rain this morning. This is almost the same location where we saw an almost stationary cell dump almost 3 inches of rain in northwestern Nash County. We're seeing this one drifting, though, so it's not going to stick around. It's affecting folks in Rocky Mount right now. It's going to be some brief heavy rain, and that's about all we'll see out of this. We take a look at futurecast, and we'll see very cloudy skies for this morning. We may see a few isolated showers on and off during the morning. There's lunchtime, and then into the afternoon, especially after 3 o'clock, we'll have a better chance of some scattered storms rolling through. Right now, it doesn't look like we would have anything severe, but we are looking at an even better chance for storms tomorrow when a cold front comes through. Walking out the door in Durham, it's dry, warm, and muggy right now, 73. Our dew point is 68. We'll see a high of 90 this afternoon. I'll show you what it will really feel like with the heat index coming up.
WRAL continues to follow breaking news on the tragic Memorial Day crash that killed a family in Garner, a family of 3 there. The man charged with DWI in connection with that crash is facing new charges. WRAL's Nick Perlin joins us live from the Garner Police Department this morning. And Nick, this comes ahead of a visitation for the Campbell family today.
And Jeff, we now know that Jordan Porter will now face 3 counts of second-degree murder in this deadly Memorial Day crash. Now, WRAL did get wind of this late last night after a grand jury returned those indictments yesterday. Now, Garner police say Porter was driving on US 70 West, ran a red light, and struck a blue car. Inside that car was 2 adults, Tyler and Susan Campbell, who died at the scene. Their 8-year-old son, Miles, was also inside that car and was pronounced brain dead the next day. A visitation for the Campbells will be held tonight in Ellenboro, and their funeral will be held tomorrow at noon. Now, as for Porter, he is expected to face a judge in Raleigh tomorrow at 9 a.m. Reporting live in Garner, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
And today, the soccer tournament starts at Wake Med Soccer Park. This is the 2nd year for the event. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from Cary. And Kelsey, there will be some big names in entertainment attending this year's tournament.
Michelle, there sure will be, and we're just hours away from the start of the tournament here at Wake Med Soccer Park. Check out this video from last year. This year marks the first time there will be an 8-team women's event. Those teams are from 4 different countries, including 5 professional clubs. The men's bracket will feature teams from 10 countries. Both the men and women's brackets will be vying for a $1 million winner-take-all cash prize. And you'll see some big names throughout the tournament, like Chad Ochocinco-Johnson, Pat McGaffey, and Heather O'Reilly.
Has created this crossover between soccer, celebrity, lifestyle, and a fan experience, which I think is a unique experience. But I tell you what, this is where you want to be for this week. The FOMO was real last year when I wasn't here, and the hype is real now that I'm here.
And we'll be here for all of that hype when the tournament starts this morning at 8:30. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News. I'm in Cary.
Wake County Public Schools leaders are prioritizing pay for teachers in next year's school budget. Other areas like substitute teachers and programs funded by pandemic relief money could take a hit. This comes as the system received $5 million less than what it asked for from county leaders. The Board of Education is now waiting on a state budget to finalize plans and secure positions. WRAL asked about the impacts this budget will have on families.
The big change for parents for the new traditional school year coming up will be that we will likely see an end to several pandemic programs that we had to provide additional supports for children.
He's referring to behavioral health specialists hired using federal pandemic relief money that runs dry in the fall.
In the Triangle, there have been at least 5 police chases in the first 4 days of June. We've covered at least 40 chases so far this year, and we brought you breaking news coverage of the latest one yesterday morning. It ended in Nightdale. The Highway Patrol says the driver was drunk and took off after a traffic stop, reaching speeds of 100 miles per hour. The driver crashed into a utility pole, knocking out power for some 2,000 customers. Highway Patrol chases increased by 130% from 2019 to 2022. That's according to their latest data. The Highway Patrol declined an interview, but we did speak to the Wake County Sheriff's Office about their pursuit policy.
The deputy has discretion to initiate the pursuit or to terminate the pursuit if he feels that it gets to a point where it's too unsafe, as well as any other supervisor that's monitoring it or a secondary unit that's involved in the pursuit. As far as a threshold, a lot of that is officer's discretion.
Wake County deputies were involved in 74 chases last year, a number they will likely surpass in 2024 with 35 already this year.
The next court appearance for a Raleigh firefighter and his wife accused of selling drugs at nightclubs on Glenwood South won't happen until August. The couple was scheduled to appear in court yesterday, but that case is continued now. Yesterday, we learned from warrants that investigators found nearly $145,000 cash inside air vents in Nicholas and Amanda Bannister's home. They face dozens of charges in what officials are calling an elaborate drug trafficking operation. Both are in jail on $4 million bond.
This morning, the trial against Hunter Biden for federal gun charges will continue. His ex-wife, Kathleen Buell, will be on the stand. She is one of several Biden family and friends expected to testify. Eventually, Hallie Biden, the widow of his late brother Beau, with who Hunter had a romantic relationship, will also take the stand. The president's son is accused of illegally buying and having a gun while abusing or being addicted to drugs. He's pleaded not guilty.
Chapel Hill police identified the 2 people who died in a murder-suicide. We first reported this as breaking news Monday. Police responded to a shooting at a house on Homestead Road just before 2:30 in the afternoon. Today, officers said 70-year-old Han-Ho Choi shot his 31-year-old daughter, Hae-Jin Choi. He then took his own life. That investigation continues. We also know the name of the man shot and killed in Durham Monday night. Police say 62-year-old Roy Sheely was shot on Fayetteville Street and died at the hospital. Police say they believe the shooting was an isolated incident, but provided no other details.
We're expecting a new analysis this morning about the amount of forever chemicals found in the state's drinking water. It comes during PFAS Awareness Week. Previous WRAL reporting found the harmful chemicals in most of the state's drinking water. The highest levels were found in Fayetteville, Burlington, Durham, Raleigh, and Cary. And coming up at 6, the largest water utilities that don't meet federal limits on PFAS. And to learn more about the impact of PFAS pollution on North Carolinians, you can watch our WRAL doc Forever Chemicals, North Carolina Toxic Tap Water. You can find it on WRAL.com under the documentary tab.
Possible changes to the amount of exercise students get during school. The State Board of Education will meet this morning, and they are slated to discuss the results of a federal youth risk behavior survey. That survey found changes in teens' exercise behavior. The board will look into a policy change that would give high schoolers the opportunity to be active during the school day. They'll also discuss screening for academically or intellectually gifted programming and a differentiated education plan for those students. The meeting gets started at 10 this morning.
Coming up today, Amanda Knox will be back in the same courtroom where she was once convicted, then exonerated of her roommate's murder. The charges she's trying to overturn today.
And it's being marketed as a healthier option to soda, but a new lawsuit challenges that. We'll explain the claims against Poppy next.
I'm going to take you live out to Clinton this morning. We do have another chance for rain later today. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will join us after the break to tell us how long this pattern sticks around.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
Couple of light showers out there back to our west. And then we have this one tiny shower that's over here in almost the same spot where we had that rain yesterday. This is a little bit different scenario. We have just enough wind to kind of push this along. So it's rolled through Rocky Mount, getting ready to move on into Edgecombe County. Yesterday, if you remember, up here in northwest Nash County, we had a little cell sit there for 4 or 5 hours and dumped 3 inches of rain. It's not going to be the same thing today. So this morning, a 20% chance. By this afternoon, especially closer to 4 or 5 o'clock, it's a 40% chance. We'll have a good chance of some storms rolling through, and I'll walk you through that coming up on Futurecast. We have a warm and sticky morning out there that we're dealing with. If you're about to head out the door to walk the dogs, our temperatures are in the low 70s right now.
Today, Amanda Knox will be back in an Italian courtroom as she tries to overturn a conviction for slander. She'll be in the same courtroom where she was once convicted in a retrial of her British roommate's 2007 murder before being exonerated in 2015. A conviction for slander remained after Knox was accused of falsely implicating her former employer in Kircher's killing. The 36-year-old posted on X that she hopes to clear her name once and for all.
The federal corruption trial against New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez is now in its 4th week. 2 FBI investigators took the stand yesterday to talk about what they heard between Menendez and others he was having dinner with at a D.C. steakhouse in 2019. The FBI surveillance teams were there eavesdropping on conversations. Menendez, his wife Nadine, and 2 others are accused of engaging in a bribery scheme and acting as foreign agents for the Egyptian government. Senator Menendez and the 3 others accused have all pleaded not guilty. His wife Nadine will be tried separately this summer.
A woman is suing prebiotic soda brand Poppi, saying the drink's marketing is misleading about its health benefits. The class action lawsuit was filed last week. The lawsuit claims the amount of prebiotic fiber in a single can of Poppi is not enough to produce meaningful gut health benefits. The suit claims a person would have to drink 4 or more cans of the beverage to get any prebiotic fiber health benefits. In a statement, the company said it stands behind its products and calls the lawsuit baseless.
San Diego Padre Tucupita Marcano is banned from playing in the Major League Baseball after he was caught betting on pro baseball games. An MLB probe states the infielder placed more than 200 Major League Baseball related bets in 2022 and 2023 while he was with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Officials say 25 of the wagers included Pirates games. There's no evidence the games were compromised by the bets. The Pirates and the Padres both issued statements saying they support the ban.
Treating cancer when it spreads to other parts of the body is difficult. Radioactive medicine is often given to patients to determine where that disease has spread. And sometimes the injections can go wrong and radiation winds up in a patient's tissue instead of their bloodstream. And institutions are not required to tell patients when this happens. A company in our area has developed a device that can help doctors spot errors sooner, protecting patient safety. Sensors are placed on patients' arms during the injection, and they can tell within seconds if the nuclear medicine is spreading like it should.
If they don't know that the patient's been extravasated, they see perhaps a low-quality image, but they don't know what's causing the low-quality image, they can actually reach the wrong conclusion about the status of the patient's disease, whether it's spread or not.
Congressman Don Davis has also sponsored the Nuclear Medicine Clarification Act. If it becomes law, it will require institutions to report when radioactive material is injected improperly.
Michelle, we are just a little more than 5 hours away from Boeing's Starliner launch that's set to happen at Cape Canaveral in Florida. Good morning, I'm Chris Lovinggood. This is a live look down at NASA right now as we await those hours to pass before we see that launch. And this is coming after Boeing has had some trouble there trying to get that launch happen. This is the 3rd attempt to launch a crewed flight. It's supposed to be going to the International Space Station, and the flight is set for this morning at 10 a.m. Weather conditions are looking good, but again, we've had several scrubbed attempts. So will we see them go to space today? We'll be watching very closely.
Also, Chris, SpaceX has been given the go-ahead for another rocket test. The FAA gave the approval this week. SpaceX plans to run a test launch tomorrow from its facility in Texas. It'll be the 4th test flight of the space company's Starship rocket.
You may remember Velvet Rodeo from WRAL's first night Raleigh coverage. Well, Leah and her partner Brian were our headlining performers during the WRAL production, and now they've teamed up with singer Ashley Amber. Together, they have a new single that takes a stand against domestic violence. 1 out of 3 women experience domestic violence, and Leah says she was a victim several years ago and was able to escape and find true love.
Break out in the dead of night, full tank, run for her life, light a cigarette and let the ashes fly, racing for the county.
That's pretty cool. The song is called High Heel on the Pedal. It is available wherever you get your music.
4:48 the time right now, and as we get over to Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now, checking out that radar with some showers around the area.
Yeah, scattered rain back to our west, and then we have one little tiny shower here in eastern North Carolina. This one's moving past Rocky Mount on over into Edgecombe County. If you happen to be in this area yesterday, we ended up with a stationary cell that dumped rain for hours. This one is moving right along. It's not going to be with us too long. We're not looking at that long-term heavy downpour, but there is some brief heavy rain that you'll see with that one as it continues to move on into Edgecombe County. We should be on the drier side this morning with a few isolated showers. Notice a little bit of that patchy rain starts to work into the sandhills, but a better chance much later on today. You can see at 5 o'clock, we have some showers and thunderstorms back to our west, and during the evening hours, those roll through the area. We'll see some heavy rain with that, definitely some gusty winds. We're not likely to see anything that reaches severe criteria for this afternoon. We'll see another round for tomorrow, and we'll go over that in just a few minutes. We take a look outside right now. Our tower is lit in green. We do have some clouds out there, and of course a few sprinkles, and then we'll have that better chance for some scattered storms later on this evening. Beautiful Weather Watcher photo from Lisa Curris of Clayton. Gorgeous there, butterfly. So pretty. We would love to see your Weather Watcher photos as well. Go to WRAL.com, search Weather Watchers, and upload a few for us. We'll put them on TV. 90 degrees in Raleigh today, 89 Durham, 93 in Fayetteville. It was really sticky and steamy yesterday. We will repeat that again today. Our dew point sitting at 68, and that feels very uncomfortable. We're right up there in the steamy zone. Tomorrow we may be as high as tropical, but we'll see that front coming through, and that's going to give us a brief break from the humidity. Saturday will be the most comfortable day. We'll start to see it creeping back up a little bit again on Sunday and Monday. Here's a look at that. The green shaded area isn't rain, but it's just where the moisture is, where the humidity is, where it just feels really sticky. And it feels that way today and for the entire day tomorrow. There's 5 o'clock. But during the evening, that front moves through. That's going to open the door to the dry air, and it's coming out of the northwest too. So a little cooler, a little drier with that northwest flow. We'll see that all the way through Saturday. But by Sunday, this next batch of moisture moves in, and that's going to bump up our humidity again. Very, very similar to what we saw this past weekend. It just may not drop as far. Temperatures will drop along with it. 87 Friday, 83 Saturday, 88 on Sunday. We do have a small chance of thunderstorms again on Tuesday. Coming up, we're going to talk a little bit more about Thursday and how much rain we could see.
Mysterious objects falling from the sky in the western part of our state.
I'm just really curious to see what it is and what it's from.
I think we all would be. What an astronomer thinks this debris could be from.
Wow. And this cow comes with her own security detail. How she got the title of world's most expensive cow. A horror franchise is getting adapted into a TV series, and music stars head to Las Vegas. Ashley Dvorkin has those stories and more in the Hollywood Nation.
Spainy battles aliens, Longoria returns to the small screen, and music stars align in the Hollywood Nation. The 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival revealed its star-studded lineup. Gwen Stefani, Keith Urban, Camila Cabello, and Doja Cat are among the artists performing at the 2-day weekend event in Las Vegas on September 20th and 21st. Each night will broadcast live on iHeartMedia radio stations and stream on Hulu. Eli Roth's horror franchise Hostel is heading to the small screen. According to The Hollywood Reporter, a TV adaptation of the film series is in the works, with Paul Giamatti set to star.
I thought Black Barbie felt magical.
Today's first looks features Shonda Rhimes' documentary Black Barbie. The film shines a light on the impact of the 3 black women at Mattel, responsible for launching the first Black Barbie in 1980. It will be available to stream on Netflix June 19th.
Girls trip!
Eva Longoria makes her return to TV as the executive producer and star of the Apple TV Plus series Land of Women. She plays a wealthy New Yorker whose life is turned upside down when she is forced to move her family to Spain to protect them from criminals looking to collect unpaid debts of her missing husband. The dramedy premieres June 26th.
Is this really where you want to spend the rest of your life?
Kaylee Spaney leads the sci-fi horror Alien Romulus. 20th Century Studios released the official trailer for the franchise reboot, following a group of young space colonizers who come face to face with a terrifying xenomorph inside an abandoned space station. The film debuts August 16th.
Run.
In Franklin, North Carolina, a man thinks a mysterious object that fell from the sky and crashed into his house could be from outer space. It comes after another similar piece of debris was discovered last month about an hour away from Canton. There's been no confirmation, but Jonathan McDowell, an astronomer and astrophysicist at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, he shared a post on X saying, quote, "This definitely looks consistent with being a bit of Crew 7 Dragon's trunk." He shared a map of re-entry that goes right over Canton and very close to Franklin.
Well, the town of Zebulon has a new town manager. Taiwo Jayoba will be the interim town manager. He was the former city manager in Greensboro, and this follows the resignation of Joe Moore Monday night. Moore had served as town manager since August of 2015.
A cow in Brazil is causing quite a stir. Vietnam 19 is the most expensive cow in the world. This is her right here. The cow holds the Guinness World Record for that after 33% of her steak was sold for more than $4 million. Not that kind of steak, just a share in her. Vietnam 19 is watched by all times, security cameras and armed bodyguards. Her breeder is hoping to spread her DNA to other markets around the world to create more cows like her. Pretty unique, huh?
Yes, absolutely. All right, well, new charges for the driver responsible for a crash that killed a family of 3 in Garner. We have that breaking news and details on a visitation planned for the family killed.
And the soccer tournament kicks off its second annual event today at WakeMed Soccer Park. You can watch your favorite teams play.
And you have the chance to watch Keanu Reeves perform right here in Raleigh, when his band will visit the Triangle.